What's good, everybody? Welcome in. Little late night listing live. Joe Bro just went to sleep. It's 10:30 at night. He stayed up late tonight, so yeah, just getting on live. I'm gonna try out the new glasses too. We went today back to the eye doctor to have them review my prescription because I feel like my left eye prescription is not where it's supposed to be, but they said give it like 7 days and see if my eyes adjust. I guess that's what it takes time. This is my first pair of glasses, so I have no clue how this is supposed to work. So we're gonna see. If not, then we're gonna go back next week and adjust the prescription and everything. But I'm gonna see how they work. I can say they are. I can read a little bit better, but my peripheral vision is like completely blurred. So they said it's going to take some time. We'll see. But welcome on in. We're going to do some live cross listing, hang out, answer some questions, get all that done. So feel free to hang out. I listed 40 items today. I downloaded those 40 items onto Nifty, and I'm going to go ahead and cross list those on live, kind of show how Nifty works. So if you've never seen it before, feel free to watch. If you've seen it before and you just want to hang out, that's cool too. Just hang out in the chat. And we're just gonna chat it up, have some fun, and let me know down in the chat what you sold today. Today's actually been a really good sales day. I'll kind of show you guys what I've been selling on eBay today. I did do that order pull video too today, so hopefully you guys like that. I might do those daily because those are really easy to do, and I feel like you guys like seeing like daily sales and things like that. So might see more of those. Let me share my screen really quick. I'll show you guys everything that's sold today. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Everything that sold today, we got a Bugatti shirt. This isn't a great sale. I paid $25.19 for this and only sold for $40.15. This has been listed for a while, but I'm almost sold out of these Bugatti shirts. I think I have like 1 or 2 left. Ariat, I picked this up at Red, White, and Blue, $8.56. This sold for $45. Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a kid's Polo Ralph Lauren. We've been trying out these and seeing how well they do. I only paid $4 for this. And it sold, oh no, this is a men's, sorry, this is a men's. Sold for $22.99. I thought that was a kid's for some reason. Untucked shirt, we sold 2 Untucked shirts today, both for the same price to two separate buyers. Nifty sent out a 10% on offer, and these people accepted. So 2 little Untucked shirts. Paid $4.28 for this one, $8.03 for this one. This one's more of a flannel, so that's why I paid up for it. If you guys see my stories today, I sold these 2 Turnbull and Acer shirts. 2 separate buyers, one for $42, one for $89, and both of those I paid $12 for. And then we got a Pendleton shirt that sold. This is a super old listing, so I don't really know what I paid for it, but it sold for $31.50. So it's been listed for a while. So what's up, Surfs? Love your shirt, appreciate it. Yeah, we're rocking the polo shirt. By the way, we do have a Whatnot show tomorrow. We're gonna do a live thrifting tomorrow, so make sure you go bookmark that show if you haven't already. And feel free to hang out, ask some questions. I'm just gonna cross list live with you guys and just hang out. So let's go ahead and share my screen really quick. And you guys will see how many listings we did today. I did 50 total listings today. We have this page right here, and then we have this page right here. So we're going to go through and cross list these one by one and hang out. Did my second Whatnot today and sold 11. Still had technical difficulty. What kind of technical difficulties did you have? Like what was going on? Maybe I can help you through it. Never seen it. Never seen what? All right, let's cross list these. Remember, I'm not listing to Mercari yet. Still haven't really sold much on Mercari in the last couple months. So actually, yeah, last couple months, 2 months. So I'm basically not cross listing there. I'm just going to cross list to Poshmark and Depop tonight. So how long have you been selling? I've been selling since 2018. What's up, Blended? That was a good show tonight. I saw you and Erica's show tonight. That was a good one. I had to rate her because she was selling so much good stuff, and she didn't have a good enough audience there, but she did good once she got enough people over there. She was killing it. So yeah, really good stuff. I could have probably bought everything in that show tonight, but I wanted other people to get deals. I just didn't want Surfs to get any deals. That was my main goal, was make sure Surfs doesn't get anything tonight. But really good show. Turnbull and Acer, yeah, Turnbull and Acer is a really, really good brand to look out for. I'll show you the label here in a second. Let me go to the actual page with the Turnbull and Acer on it, and I'll show you the label. This is the newer label that you guys should be looking for, because I didn't know. I might have actually underpriced this. It sold for $89.99 in like 15 minutes, but that's the label you're looking for. That's the newest label. It looks crisp. Like you can tell that's a newer Turnbull and Asser label compared to the other one. The other one just looks older and vintage, but definitely a newer label. I saw there was one listed for $200 on eBay. There was only one sold for 35. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna price it kind of in the middle. And then this one sold almost instantly, so I feel like I priced it too low. But I only paid $12 for it, so I'm cool with moving that really quick. I don't really mind it too much. But Turnbull and Asser, that's a good one to look out for. Even the vintage one. So we got shipping by weight on Whatnot. We got the shipping by weight on Whatnot. We don't get people either yet. It takes some time. Yeah, it does take some time. You gotta be consistent with Whatnot. It's like growing social media. You gotta be consistent, have good inventory, but feel free to start higher. Like that's one thing I told Erica tonight when she was running she ran some Coach leather bag, and she was worried that people weren't gonna bid at $70. I told her to start at 100 because it's like a $200 bag. And she's like, oh, I'll start it at 70, and it got bid up to 95. So I think it only got bid up to 95 because she said she wouldn't do it at 100, and people were scared to go up to 100, so they went to 95. If she would have just started at 100, I guarantee she probably would have sold it for 100. So if you have good inventory, start it higher. You don't have to start your stuff low, and then just run a show. If you run 15 minutes show and you sell only one item, that's still good in my opinion, because you're not selling an item in 15 minutes every 15 minutes on eBay. So if you can fire up a show and sell one item in 15 minutes and close down your live, and you do that 2 times a day, you just made 2 more sales on Whatnot, that items that were just sitting on eBay. You know, when I move to the new house, I think I'm actually going to adjust my model, especially if Nifty introduces Whatnot. And I'm literally going to have everything that's listed on my eBay store available on Whatnot at all times. So if somebody comes in and says, I'm looking for a size large Ralph Lauren shirt, I'll be able to be like, cool, I have 15 of them available. Choose the one that's in my buy it now, and I'll run it $5 less than I have it listed for, and just start at $5 less, and you might get a couple bids, and maybe it goes for over eBay prices. But I think that's how I'm going to adjust it when we move to the new house. I just don't have room for it right now. I can't do that model in this house. It's just impossible. Can I get some items to run? It seemed to freeze up on the computer, but said it wasn't freezing on the screen. I'm not sure why the computer is freezing. Had my phone and computer both signed in. So just do it on your phone next time. Have it all set up on your phone. It might take a little bit longer to run the items, but if it's working on your phone, just use your phone and don't use your computer. Maybe it's something with your computer. You don't have to use a computer to run a Whatnot show, so just run it on your phone. Yeah, got some really good stuff last show. Yeah. Surf's got a purple label pair of boots I hear before I could rate her. I was like, damn it, of course Surf's get those. What's up, Carolyn? Lay back in the recliner sick. We have, I just saw on TikTok, we have red tide near us. So there's a lot of people outside coughing and sneezing and stuff. That's probably why I've been stuffy the last couple of days. I just realized that red tide is here, which is, if you don't know what red tide is, basically it kills like all the fish in the area. All the fish are up on shore. It like gets in the air. It's like bad for you to breathe in. And that's what we're dealing with right now. How's Thrifting today? Did you like the new glasses? I did like them, although my eyes have to adjust to them. I was talking about that in the beginning of the live. Right now, we had to go back to the place that did my vision testing, because I had to ask them, like, am I supposed to be seeing double? Because when I look at the screen, it's fine. Like when I'm reading chat, I can read chat. If I'm focused on something, it's good. But everything around my glasses are all blurry. But this is the first pair of glasses I've had, so I've never had this experience before. So I'm like trying to figure out if this is right, if I have the right prescription. But they basically told me my right eye is 20/20, this eye is 20/20, and this eye is 20/50 is what they said, something like that. So it's like way off. And they can't make this prescription like clear because it'll completely mess up my vision. So my brain has to adjust to the new glasses is basically what they said. So I'm hoping they're right, because I really don't want to have to send these back in. I really don't. I want to keep these on. I want to keep these because I want to make content with them. If I send them back in, it's going to be like 2 weeks before I get them back. So yeah, red tide is bad. It's horrible. How does shipping work on Whatnot versus eBay? I'm going to answer questions while I cross list too. So let me open this back up and I'll answer that question. I'll multitask because otherwise we'll be here all night. How does Whatnot shipping work as opposed to eBay? So Whatnot shipping, basically what happens is you put in the weight and Whatnot gives you a label after you're done. Between 1 and 5 pounds, you get free shipping. And after 5 pounds, you can decide whether you want to do ground advantage labels or if you want to do priority packages. I always choose to do priority package. It does cost a little bit more for the customer, but that means I can use all the free packages, free boxes that USPS has. So I choose to offload that cost. I really don't get too many people buying over 5 pounds anyway. It's usually only 1 or 2 people during the show. But then you just print out your label, throw all your items in a box or a bag, and you ship it out. You don't have to weigh it because you already pre-weighed everything before the show ran. If you ever do like a pop-up show where it's just like random pulls, what I always suggest is always put your items a little bit heavier than what you think they are. For example, if I'm going to run this tie, ties usually weigh about 4 ounces. I'll put this at 8 ounces just to be safe, just in case I need a little extra with another item too. And it really doesn't cost the buyer too much because, again, between 1 and 5 pounds, they get free shipping. So if they were already going to buy 2 or 3 items, they were still going to get free shipping anyway, so it doesn't really cost them more. If you've ever sold on Poshmark, it's basically the same thing. Buyers pay 1 shipping charge, and then between 1 and 5 pounds, they get free shipping. So that's exactly how it works. Whatnot shipping's so simple. It's so easy to do. If you've never done a Whatnot show before, if you ever end up doing one, you'll just be astonished on how fast you can ship out an entire show. The show we did with the Bad Birdies, most of those items are already new and packaged, so it makes our job really, really easy. We shipped out, I think it was 19 total orders. We sold like 50 something items, but a lot of people bought multiples. And we were able to package that entire show up in, I want to say it took us less than 30 minutes to pack up that entire show. That's 2 people doing it too. So Kayla was packing while I was printing labels and telling her what goes in the next box, but it was super duper simple. So I love Whatnot shipping. If I could just sell everything on Whatnot for decent prices, everything in my inventory, I would just run only Whatnots because it's so simple. So simple. He got some pants too. Is that what he got? I thought he got boots. Maybe he got pants. By the way, you guys remember these Todd Snyder pieces? I literally am just listing these, and that video was made 3 weeks ago. So when people say how long is your stuff listed for? It's not listed very long. It just takes us forever to actually get it listed. All this stuff was just listed today. So eBay only, I'm thinking on it. Yeah, I would always suggest cross-list. Maybe not do Whatnot, but at least cross-list your stuff to multiple platforms. If you have good stuff, if you have a lot of clothing and it sells on eBay, trust me, your clothing is also going to sell on Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop. Maybe not Mercari because I stopped listing on Mercari, but Poshmark and Depop for sure. You can move your clothing on those 2 platforms. And as you can see, it doesn't take much time to move your stuff over at all. All this stuff was listed today. It takes about 30 seconds to bring it over to Nifty as soon as it's cross-listed. And then you literally just do this. You can multitask. You can be watching something else on the computer while you're cross-listing at the same time. It's super duper simple to do. There's a free trial too. So you can actually I believe you can bring all of your listings over on the free trial. And then I think Nifty gives you 10 cross listings or something like that, 10 credits to move some listings over so you can see exactly how it works. I'm not really sure exactly how many. I know it's a 7-day free trial and I know it's limited, but you can do that. It's free and just move your stuff over. Really, really easy to do. Appreciate all the questions too. If you guys have any questions, this is a good time to throw them in the chat, ask your questions. No question is a stupid question either. I know a lot of people are scared to ask their questions because they're like, oh, it's a stupid question. Nobody's going to ask this, but feel free to ask it. I've been asked probably every question you're going to be asked in the chat. I've been asked at least once before. Live selling clothing is the future. I think that is 100% facts. I was listening to Pure Hustle podcast. If you're not listening to them, you should. They're a really good podcast. But I was listening to them. This is a men's shirt, but this goes in women's because it's a 6, which is a weird size for a men's. That's why Nifty isn't picking it up correctly. But I was listening to their podcast and they were talking about how live selling might be a fad. I don't think so, because live selling is really, really big overseas, like in China, places like that. They've already been live selling for years. I think it's gonna be massive over here, and you should get in early on all of it. On Nifty, do you have your cost of goods entered into the orders tab, or do you have? So what I do here, I'll show you what I do. So when I make a sale, my cost of goods is put in right here, but my cost of goods is not put in when I cross list, because I feel like that just takes too much time because we're doing so many listings. If you only did 5 listings a day, then yes, add your cost of goods in. But what I do is after this item sells, $25.19 is my cost of goods. I just hit edit and then I put $25.19, and I just do that for all of my listings. So this one, my custom SKU says $8.56. That's the price I paid. So I just put $8.56. I do that for all of my listings, and then I hit save, and then it'll automatically update my total profit for everything. So you just go straight down is what we do. When Kayla pulls my orders in the morning, she just goes through and adds all this in second after the fact it's sold. But yeah, if you're only listing a few items a day, do that when you do your cross listing. That way you don't have to go back and do it. We just list a ton. Use my J. Crew suit comp in your video. Nice. Let's go. You know, there was somebody on my video that they commented that they're like, you do this for views. That suits don't sell that well, or something like that. And they said, I sold a Givenchy suit for only $40 and it took months to sell. That's how I know you're faking comps or something like that. And I was like, that's because you didn't actually look up your item. Like J. Crew suit will actually sell faster in most cases than a Givenchy suit, which is wild. I know a lot of people in the chat are probably like, Givenchy is a better brand than J. Crew, 100%. No, not for suits. J. Crew suits are way more desirable. They sell better. Givenchy is a high-end brand, but their suits just don't move. And a lot of their suits are outdated, whereas J. Crew suits are more up to date with styles and trends. So you'll actually move a J. Crew suit a lot faster. So you sold yours in 2 days. It's the fact of the matter is that person just bought that suit based off the name, and they didn't actually look up any comps. And that's what I responded to them is next time you got to look up comps. Because just because you're buying a Givenchy suit, you could buy a Gucci suit too. Gucci suit requires that specific buyer that's looking for a Gucci suit. It's going to sit in your store for a while before you actually get a sale. Whereas J. Crew suit doesn't really need anybody fancy. They just need, there's a lot of like younger generation people that wear J. Crew suits like all the time. So that's why they sell so well. You should make a video about those. I do have a video about those. I have a video about bolos. I actually have if you haven't seen the video 6, I have a video, a live that I did listing ties where I actually showed how I do the listings and took the photos. And I'll show you one of the ties that sold during that live. Let me find it real quick. Let me cross list this. I'll show you what the pictures look like. I did these pictures on live, like literally on live. And I'll show you what it looks like. You know of Harry Rosen brands, how it sells? I've never heard of Harry Rosen, so no, I don't know how well Harry Rosen sells. I can look it up in a second though. Let me show you a couple ties that sold during the live. I literally took this photo during the live, and I took it on my old iPhone. That's my tie photo. Whoops, I don't want to zoom in. That's my photo of my tie. That's how I got this thing to sell. I literally had this listed. It took 2 days to sell. Sold for, I think, 20 bucks is what I took the best offer of. It's just a Charles Terwitt tie. All of these are edited photos. I actually used a photo room, and I actually messed it up. I didn't zoom in enough. As you can see, there's a border around it. It like zoomed in on it, and I didn't realize it. And this one's not zoomed in, so you can tell it's actually full frame, but really nice. You can get these photos with an old iPhone. Old iPhone got that photo. There's another one too. Let me stop sharing the screen because I don't want to give the buyer's address or anything. I think this one I listed as well. Let me see. Oh no, these two I listed too. This one I listed on live. Let me scroll down. This Talbot tie sold in a day. That's my photos for it. Like super duper nice. Those are actually like some of my best photos I've ever taken, and I did it so fast on live. Just a cover photo, close in, close shot, just shows what it's made out of. I even have my fingers in it. People are like, you can't put your fingers in photos. Nobody cares. Just put your fingers in there. You don't have to use a stick or anything like that. But there, that's the photo that sold that tie, that cover photo. And then I got one more. And then I'll stop bragging about my tie sales because I think these just, they look so nice. I wish all my photos would turn out this way. Here we go. This is the last one. This also sold in 1 day. Took 1 day to sell. Brioni men's tie sold full price, $34.99. Just took a close up of the cover photo and then close ups of where it says Brioni on the tie and showed that it's 100% silk. But that's what sold that tie, is that photo right there. And again, I took that photo. I used Photo Room to edit it. It took me like maybe 30 seconds to take those 4 photos, throw them through Photo Room, add a shadow behind it. What I did was I cleared the background and added this fake shadow behind it to make it look real, like it was actually really taken. And then that photo's done. Super easy to do. Easy peasy. When people create bundles on Poshmark, how does the shipping cost work? Does Poshmark update the shipping cost? So bundles go up to £5. After £5, you got to pay for the difference of the label. If, for example, it's £6 and you go within Poshmark and you buy a £6 label, I think it costs $4.50 more per pound. As long as it's £5 or under, you use the label that Poshmark gives you. Super simple. So usually when somebody's adding a ton of stuff to a bundle, I'll usually message them and stop them and say, hey, I only do bundles up to £5. Feel free to split this order between these. If it's like 9 items, I say put 5 items in one order, 4 items in another, so I don't have to pay the shipping cost. Unless it's like a really high dollar sale and I don't mind eating that cost a little bit, then I'll let them do it and then I'll just pay for the bigger label. But it's super, super easy to ask for a bigger label. You just go into, after you have the order done, you go into the order and then you go down to request a bigger label, and then you just select the one that goes for the cost. Super easy. I've been selling about a tie a day lately I wish I can find bulk ties. I would literally switch to a whole store with ties. They're so easy to list, they're so easy to ship, and they sell so fast if you take good photos. I've never found a Bugatti tie. That's a good one. What website do you use to cross post? I use Nifty. If you want to give I'm going to keep cross listing, so you feel free to stick around. I still got like 20 items to cross list, but I'm going to throw a link in the chat for you. This link will get you a 7-day free trial, and it'll save you 15% off your first month if you decide to go with good old Nifty. So how do you measure a tie? That's a good question. With a tie, what you do is you take the entire length of the tie. You measure the entire length. So you lay it flat. Usually I just put a ruler on this table, and then I lay my tie out. Usually I think they're around like 60 inches long. It's usually what they end up being, between 50 and 60 inches. And then you measure the, let me see if I can get a tie photo up. You measure this part of the tie. From here to here, that's your width of your tie. So the fattest point from the tip to there, that's your width measurement, and I put that right there. And then the length is the entire length from tip to other tip of the tie, and this one was 63 inches. And I stick that in my title so that way the person buying doesn't have to actually go into my listing to know how long of a tie it is. So that way they can just buy the tie without even having to go into the listing. Usually tie keywords, you don't have many more than what this one is. Like if you look at my keywords, I can't really add much more than this. Like there's Brioni, purple, black, geometric, 100% silk, necktie, length, width. Like there's not really many other keywords I can put in here. I already have geometric, I have black, purple, I have the length, I have the brand. Like what else could I come up with? There's really nothing else. So I have a tie template that starts right here, and I just put in the length and the width and then add the keywords right there, and then that tie listing is done. But ties are so easy. 4 photos sold that listing. The length and width took me 10 seconds to actually get, and I threw in the listing too. I found a new Versace tie. Let's go. Make sure it's authentic. Versace is faked very, very often, so make sure that's an authentic tie. I have some Poshmark item that I picked up by mail carrier on Tuesday. Still isn't tracking. I hear there's a lot of issues with the mail service right now. Very, 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 like, big issues. Especially if you're around Indiana or Indianapolis. Is it Indiana or Indianapolis? I think it's Indianapolis maybe. They're having like major issues there. So if your listing is, or if your item is around that area, yeah, that's probably why you're getting some delays. Tie like 20 parts with names, yeah. Made in USA. If made in the USA, what about made in USA? I'm missing the chat. I'm off. If it's a 7-fold, include that. 7-fold. What is I don't even know what a 7-fold is, to be honest. How much does Nifty cost per month? Let me show you. I do have a whole video on Nifty too. If you're on YouTube, go watch the video. I have a complete video on YouTube. I also have it on Facebook as well if you scroll, but I'll show you the pricing really quick since we're right here. I'll leave it on the screen. Pricing for Nifty. You have your automation tool, which does your sharing, your send offers, keeps your inventory manager. So what you just saw is my inventory manager, has all the automation. I'll show that in a second. And then your cross listing, that's what I'm doing right now. Inventory manager, you get to cross list, you get 750 credits, and then if you need more credits, you get 2,000 for $59.99 every time you cross list. That takes up 1 credit. And then if you want both the automation and the cross listing, $69.99 a month. Or if you need the 2,000 listings, this is the one I go with. It's $89.99 a month. Trust me, it's worth it. because you have things like this. Shares your Poshmark closet. This is how many shares I've done today. I haven't even had my computer on basically all day. It does it all in the background for me. Sends out offers, sent out 42 offers on Poshmark. It's followed 39 people back. Look, it just shared another item while we were sitting there. Sent out 79 offers on eBay for me. It's done 100 recreates today for me. 6 offers, 56 relist, and I need to set up Depop again. I don't know why Depop is not on right now, but now it's on. Boom. Now Depop will start sending offers and recreating. This must have shut off just out of the blue. But yeah, all of this has been done in the background without a computer running all day. Easy peasy. And then this is what I'm doing right now. We're cross-listing and hanging out and answering questions. So this marine layer jacket, it's a men's size small. I already listed on eBay. I brought it into Nifty, and now we're just cross-listing it. As you can see, it's got all of the correct information in here already. So all I have to do is just boom, press list. Takes a couple seconds. And then as soon as it stops spinning, now it's on Poshmark, available for purchase. If you go to my Poshmark closet right now, you'll see that it's available for purchase. And then now it's listed to Depop. That simple. Move your listings over super duper fast. I missed some stuff in the chat. How to tell if Versace's fake. You would have to compare to other listings. So find the same exact tie and make sure one that has sold looks exactly the same as yours, stitching and everything. South Bend has a lot of problems yet. There's a lot of issues with the post office right now. So if you have slow shipments, just give it time. It's not the seller's fault. It's the post office's fault. Just started my TJ Maxx Marshall's journey. Items have been flying. Good. Make sure Mr. I don't know how to pronounce your Mr. Is it Mr. O'Eric? Maybe it's Derek, but you use an O. I don't know. Mr. Eric, that's what it is. You put O's. Gosh, I have glasses now. You feel like I should be able to read a name, but I can't. It's not the glasses' fault. It's my fault. Make sure you're picking up good sizes. When you first start at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, the biggest mistake people do is they pick up smaller sizes of good items. Like back in the day when Peter Millar was really good, I used to pick up Peter Millar Summer Comforts, but I would pick them up in smalls and extra smalls and larges and extra larges. And I should have just been passing on smalls, extra smalls, because they're hard to move. So just be careful with that. But if you're doing good already, just keep grinding. TJ Maxx and Marshalls can be really, really good. It can add an extra $500 to $5,000 in sales every single month. If you hit them regularly, you know when the restock days are, you know when the markdown days are, you can make a ton of money from those stores. Are you? No, Trisha. Kayla said I look like SpongeBob. Let me look it up really quick. Hold on. SpongeBob. Bob with glasses. Kayla said I look like... I can't stop laughing every time I see this. This is what Kayla said I look like, and I was dying laughing. I look like this guy. I'm going to get a shirt. I'm literally going to get a shirt, and I'm going to have this SpongeBob on the front of my shirt. I don't care. I'm going to make fun of myself. I'm not going to allow her to make fun of me. I'm just not going to allow it to happen. She's not going to do it. I'm going to make fun of myself. I'm going to be like Eminem. I'm going to make fun of myself, and then she can't do it. Sevenfold, usually stitchless kitten. Okay, cool. I'll have to look up sevenfold ties and figure out exactly what they are so I can add that keyword in. Need to research adds value. Okay, I need to do that. Craft supply retail arbitrage opportunity with Joann's Fabrics liquidating. There you go. I have no clue what anything that sells in Joann Fabrics, so that would be way too hard for me. But there's lots of opportunity everywhere. Are more expensive. I thought you had that one in your video. Maybe I did. I'll have to look it up. I might have had a sevenfold tie in there and I said it, but I didn't know what it was. So I'm about to learn something new today from you guys. Let's go. So if you sell on eBay, the Nifty, it will automatically delist. Yes, it automatically pulls all listings down from all platforms. You don't have to have a computer running. So if you sell something on eBay that's cross-listed to Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari, it will automatically pull down those listings. Also, if you have an item on eBay that has a multi-quantity. Let's say you have 2 size larges, so you have a quantity of 2 on the listing, and also on Poshmark you have a quantity of 2. If that item sells on eBay, it will automatically drop your quantity down to 1 on Poshmark for you. That's something that Depop doesn't do a very good job of, that Nifty does a very good job of. Taking 10 times long to hand make. Okay, I'll have to look those up. I'll have to figure out exactly what they are. I had 5 to 9 Hustle on YouTube, has really good videos on tie information. Okay. 5 to 9 Hustle. I'll have to look that up. I don't really watch too much content because I don't like watching too much content because I don't want my content to look like somebody else's. I hope that doesn't sound too weird, but I try not to watch anybody's content. I try to just do what I think you guys will like in my own way. Yeah, so I don't watch hardly anybody's content. Do you change the price when listing from eBay to Poshmark? No, I keep everything same prices, but if you want to, it's super easy to do as you're cross-listing to Nifty. Or with Nifty, I'll show it right now. As you're cross-listing with Nifty, all it is you just have to change the price as you cross-list. So this Ralph Lauren shirt, if I wanted to change the price on Poshmark to 25 because Poshmark has 20% fees and I'm like, hey, I need a little bit more, you can change that price right there before you cross list, change it to 25 and then just hit list. And then now your item's at 25 bucks instead of $22.99 or 23 because it rounds up on Poshmark. But I will say if you do it too far a price point, just know you'll get an error message right here that says you have like basically wide price range, I think is what it says. You just have to ignore that for every one of your listings. I think it's within like $15. If you change it too high, then Nifty will tell you, hey, you got a wide price range, just in case you didn't know. Thank you so much for coming to my show. Erica, I was just bragging about you. You have good stuff. Erica, don't feel bad about starting your stuff at higher starts. That Coach bag, you could have easily started at 100. Easily. And the fact that I said start at 100 and you brought it down to 70, sure, you sold it for 95, but that person basically said like, look, I'm not going to go over 100 because K-Way said start at 100. If you would have started at 100, I bet you would have sold it for 115. Don't feel ashamed of starting your stuff higher if you have better stuff, especially if you have a smaller crowd. Because if you get the right people in there that are willing to pay up for stuff, you'll never have to drop your prices. I would have rather started with my prices higher on Whatnot as opposed to a lower start. Like, if I could have started my Whatnot journey starting items at $20, ensure myself profit right off the bat, I would have rather done that than start everything at $1. Sure, dollar starts bring people into your shows, but if you have the inventory level that you had, you could easily start your stuff at 25, 30 bucks. Like Purple Label Ralph Lauren should start at 50. If you sent me that Purple Label Ralph Lauren, I would do a show starting everything at 50 bucks, 100%. I wouldn't go any lower than $50 starts. And I guarantee all that stuff would sell for like 80, 90 bucks because it's such good stuff. So don't sell yourself short by starting low because you want to build your audience when you have that good of it stuff. If you have like mid-tier items, then yeah, start them at $5, start them at $7. You're cool. Like that Free People stuff is cool to start at $7. But a Coach messenger bag that resells for like 200 bucks, don't start that at 20. Start that at 50, 70, 100. Start that up higher. So is Joann's closing down? Is that what everybody's saying? Flag City said the same thing as a Joann's closing down near them. I didn't know that. Joann's, Emelina gets all of her fabric from Joann, so hopefully that's not closing down. When do you start lowering discounted prices? So I run sales sporadically in my store. If I ever want to make like extra sales on the weekend, it's like a holiday weekend, I've had a slow week, then I'll do a sale. But typically I just let Nifty send 10% out offers for me and it'll just create sales for me. So I just texted, she's asleep, so she'll see it in the morning. Do you have an Apple computer? I do. I have a Mac. I go right to the hat section, yellow, red text, TJ Marshall. Yes, that's good. That's actually where we got all of our giveaway hats. We did one tonight when we rated Erica. All of these were bought at TJ Maxx and Marshalls for $4. Like this Tommy Bahama hat probably retailed for like $30. I got it for $4, and we just use those as giveaways on our shows. So, what are some good ideas to look for at TJ Maxx and Marshalls? What are some good brands? The same brands that you sell, you see us sell, you can find at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. You'll just find them more sporadically. You're not going to find like crazy high-end stuff every single time you go, but you might hit one store and you find nothing, and then the store down the street has like tons of Polo Ralph Lauren, all big and tall sizes, like good prints. It's just kind of random when you go to the stores. And you'll figure out in your area which TJ Maxx and Marshalls are better than others. It seems like certain stores just get better stuff in our area. That's how it is. I know one store that I go to frequently that always gets big and tall Ralph Lauren. No other stores in the area get it, but that one single store does. So for some reason, TJ Maxx and Marshalls just dumps their stuff right there. I'm missing a ton of chat. I got to catch up. Thank you for all your help and patience. No problem. Appreciate your questions. Feel free to keep asking too. We're going to be on for a little bit longer. On clothing company makes baby clothes and sells it on Etsy or our website. Basically, they have a blank check to buy the 3 stores. Just finished buying in advance. Nice. Let's go. Advance. Are you talking about Advanced Auto Parts, Flag City? Because I saw somebody else make a video that they were buying Advanced Auto Parts too. Learn how to ship on eBay. How do you input the correct dimensions while listing? Just using standard boxes. So if I'm listing a shirt, let's say I'm listing this hat, right? I'm going to list this hat on eBay. If you're new to eBay, what I would suggest is put this hat in the box you're going to ship it in. You can get like an 8 by 8 by 6 by 4 box. You can get them really cheap on Amazon, or you can buy them from eBay if you want to do that. Put it in the box, make your listing first, put it in the box, put it on a scale, weigh it, put that weight into your listing, and then put the measurements 8 by 6 by 4. And then you could just keep it packaged in that box. And then when it sells, you literally just put the label on it and ship it. That's how I would start doing it. So you'll never make a mistake. If you weigh your items before you start, you'll never ever make a mistake. You just put the dimensions in the listing and ship it out in the box that you put it in. You don't have to keep it in the box. You can take it out, but just know when you ship, put it right back in the same exact box. So just make sure you have enough boxes on hand. Do what you say. I appreciate you so much. No problem. You're good. Just do higher starts. You might not sell as much, but that's okay because you're going to get more dollar per unit for your stuff. You want to get more dollar per unit anyway. So you want to build that audience instead. Joann's is closing in Jack's. I guess Joann's is closing everywhere. Let me see. I just got an offer on eBay. I did some marine layer pants for $30 that I have listed for $59.99. So I am going to counter at $54.99 and then work my way up because I do want to sell these, but I don't want to sell them that cheap. I have 306. That's just TJ Maxx. Put them at $1. I have 306 Bengals hats because TJ Maxx put them at $1. Nice. I mean, you could slowly sell those, and if the Bengals do good next year, you literally just sell them on eBay. You can even do a whatnot and start those at like $4 a piece and just move those really quick too. All right, let's keep cross listing real quick. Feel free to keep asking your questions. Drop them in the chat. We'll keep going. We should be done here in a couple minutes with the cross listing, but if you have any questions about this or anything else, just drop it in the chat. Buying a new inbox car radiators for 20 per that sell for. Holy cow, man! You said you're buying those places out. I seen some videos on TikTok of some guys that go to scrap yards and they sell parts from scrap yards. I'm wondering if that's what you do based off your name. But that looks super lucrative, like super duper lucrative. It's like basically like I know the clothing items that sell in a thrift store, so I'm able to go through a thrift store really quick and just go through the racks and pick out some items. And if you have the knowledge to just go to a scrapyard and just be like, all right, that's a 2006 blah blah blah, and I know that this part sells in that. Let me go see really quick if those parts are still in it. And if they are, you just literally go pull those parts. Like, that's crazy. Etsy, she said end of Q1 is when she's basically shooting for Etsy to be done. So within the next month. To be honest, I'm not super excited about Etsy. I don't even think I'm going to cross list there. Etsy is like, Etsy is, in my opinion, it's similar to like Mercari. And there's only like niche things that really sell well on Etsy. If I cross-listed all my inventory, I wouldn't really expect all of it to sell on Etsy. So yeah, I'm probably not going to use the Etsy cross-listing to be 100%. What I am looking forward to her doing is bringing on Whatnot. I know she's trying to work on it. We talk in the background and she's trying to make it work. But if she can bring it to where I can cross-list everything to Whatnot and just literally run all my inventory on Whatnot, like that's a game changer. So I'm hoping she can get that done. As soon as she finishes up with Etsy, that'll probably be her next task. And I say her because Neha is the one that runs the platform. So if you guys watched her recent videos, she's been like kind of introducing herself again to the community. So we talk all the time about things that are happening and behind the scenes. So hopefully soon, Whatnot, because I feel like if she adds that on, it's going to be a game changer, especially for us, and it's going to be a game changer for you guys because you guys will be able to cross list all of your inventory over there and just run shows with all of your listed inventory. And even if you sell stuff, like if I sold this Charvet shirt for $60 instead of $80, but I just ran a show and sold it today when I just listed it, that's way better. I'd rather do that all day, sell stuff for less and just move stuff really quick. Yeah, I hear Etsy's good for vintage. I don't really do too much vintage, so that's why I'm not super excited about it, because I sell more modern clothing, and I just don't think it's going to perform well over there. So that's why I'm probably not going to worry about it too much. There we go. We just cross-listed 40 items. Let's go. Done, over with. Did my 40 items today. I did, I think, 50 yesterday, and I did 40 today. So that means 90 items in the last 2 days. And if I show you guys how many I have to list still, it's actually wild. Mom's been doing like 40 listings per day. She's been doing really good. She's been like really keeping up with listings. So just yesterday, this read like 180 is what it was at yesterday. I'm still at 127 items. Caleb priced a bunch of women's items today. So tomorrow morning, or tomorrow when I get done doing the live thrift, I'm going to come home and put all of these live really quick. But I still have pages and pages and pages of stuff to list. So yeah, I got to go in. These are all men's items too, so it'll be really easy for me to go through and just cross list all this stuff. But pages and pages of finished listings. These are just drafts that I got to finish up. But yeah, lots of material right there for me to list. I'm totally upset with Poshmark. I'm trying to change my payment method. I can't get the place to change it, so I can't promote my closet. And it shows I went from 1,000 clicks to 0. Tony, why are you doing promoted on Poshmark? I'll say this, don't do it. Promoted listings on Poshmark is pay per click. You don't want to do pay per click on that doesn't make any sense. Just share your listings. I don't do any promotions. Pay per click is only beneficial if you're selling items that you can get over and over and over again that sell really quick if they're promoted at the top of search. If it's just like a women's dress, you're paying for somebody to click on your listing, and you're most likely not going to sell that listing to that person. It's really bad to do pay-per-click for pre-owned items. Pay-per-click is like what Amazon people do when they have like a product like I don't know, like this, like tape, okay? And they want to be at the top of search, and they want to pay for people to click on their listing, and it's like telling Amazon to push my listing because I'm going to continuously sell tape. I have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of roll of tape. I just want to keep churning those. So I'm going to pay Amazon per click on each one of these rolls of tape because I know as soon as somebody clicks on that listing, they're most likely going to buy it because they're there to buy tape anyway. When it comes to your products, like pre-owned products, don't do pay-per-click. Doesn't make any sense. Don't do it. Look over eBay car owner manuals. Look at sold listings. You can get them. LKQ in Orlando around 2 to 5 per. Yeah, I thought about doing that. My dad actually used to sell car parts on eBay. That's what he used to do way back in the day, way before I ever sold on eBay. And I told him, hey, he should try it again. Like go to the junkyards and just start pulling parts. And he's like, no, I did it before and I made a lot of money, but some stuff I sat on. But he also didn't know how to look up sell-through rate. He was just grabbing parts that he thought would sell well, kind of like what people do when they go to thrift stores. They pick up parts they think they're gonna, or clothing they think they're gonna sell well. And he didn't look up comps. And if he learned how to look up comps, and I've tried to teach him how to do it, then he would kill it because he knows all about cars. Everything. He knows everything about cars, in and out. He's like a car guy. So I told him he should do it because he's retired now. He can make so much extra money just pulling stuff. Are my live thrifting tomorrow? Yes, the live thrift is up. What's up, Gladys? Live thrift is up right now on Whatnot for you to bookmark. So make sure you go bookmark it. We're going to be there around 10 o'clock. Sometimes we're early, sometimes we're late. We're going to try to get there earlier tomorrow, but just know if it says 10, if we're going to get there late, I always like push back the show like 30 minutes. So it'll be like right around 10. You'll see it change from 10 to 10:30. But I'm going to try to be there on time tomorrow. And I think we're just going to go back to red, white, and blue because it's been pretty good to us. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Yeah, that's the live. We've been live for like 45 minutes, got some listings cross-listed and answered a bunch of questions, showed off some ties and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you go bookmark the show. We'll be live tomorrow buying some stuff. And if you want to buy stuff straight from the thrift store, we don't need any more inventory. As you see, we still have a death pile a little bit there and a little bit there. So feel free to come to the show, and I'm going to sell everything pretty much at cost, a little bit above cost. And yeah, we'll have some fun. And I'm going to work on the Bolo video tomorrow night. So I'm hoping to have that done by Friday and then put it out for the weekend. So we're going to do a jeans Bolo video. Should be fun. So a few hours ago and it sold at price I listed. What'd you sell, Linda? Before we go, I want to know what Linda sold. Nice. Was it your first item that you ever sold on eBay? Is that your first one? Knowing all about cars, how does he feel about Tesla? My dad actually has a Tesla. So when Tesla first came out, he was really opposed to getting a Tesla. And then out of the blue, he just went and bought one. And then he's like, this is the greatest car ever. I was like, oh, Weren't you the guy that was saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, I know what I said, but I never drove one, and now I think it's the best car ever." So then he got one, and he just talked me into it. Like he kept talking about it, how good it was, and it made a lot of sense because we drive our Tesla business miles. And when I traded in my vehicle, when I traded in my vehicle, there was a perk that they were doing where you got 15,000. I think it was like 1,500 or 15,000 free supercharge miles. So basically, for the last like year, I've been driving my car for free. I haven't even like put any gas, put any charge into it. Every time I take it to the supercharger, it's free. And then I get to write all those miles off as business miles. So basically, my Tesla's paying me to drive right now, which is pretty cool. When I first sold a 1950 makeup compact with lipstick, tube, and case. There you go. I know nothing about that, but nice. I know like lipstick and makeup and stuff like that can do really good. So love watching all the thrifting. Yeah, it should be tomorrow, so make sure you go bookmark it. Just go on Whatnot. If you haven't signed up to, there's a link in all my bios and stuff like that. You'll get $15 absolutely free. There's no catches. You just got to create a new account. And when we're live thrifting, if we start something at 7 and only sells for 10, you basically just pay shipping and then you get that item from the thrift store. So it's like basically thrifting with us. So make sure you go get your free money from Whatnot. It's literally free. There's no catches. Just go get free money. And then we should be live sometime around 10. So have your dad go to 92, 96 Cadillac Fleetwood Chrome trim and plastic clips sell for 50. Clips sell for 50 to 300 per clip. Clip yards sell them for $2 per. That's insane. There's so much money in that junkyard. I think if I wasn't into clothing and already had this business started, I probably would start learning junkyards. Because yeah, the margins on that stuff are so insanely insane. And the sell-through rate on most of the pieces, I watch some car reselling channels and some car reselling like smaller channels too that just put out shorts. And they show how fast their items are selling, and it's wild how fast some of that stuff sells and how much money it sells for. So, yeah, it's got no Trisha. It's the one you have to use the emoji with the mustache. There's a glass emoji with the mustache. You have to use that one because that one doesn't look like me. I don't have a bald head, and I don't have. You got to find the other one, Trisha. That's the one that I am. All right, appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning sometime around 10 over on the Whatnot app. Peace.